You don't want to see me. I can't buy the one my child. You bet that. Wow, he gets. And then you put it on one pay. Three ways. If you be at it, because I make him out. You must come one day. Me a big boy, me a baby, my man. I'm penny, you find out. You never seen a TikTok, you went out to German. La pass to you, da. But you very crazy, oh very crazy, even on a cool job. I'll be the first thing you don't know, and I'll give you some who don't know what it is. You don't look for trouble. The amount of fear, I go when you wear a house of fear. Let me do what for my head all the time. Yeah, I put it in my head. Come in, it's the best of my time. You want to be the boy. I'm going to be the boy. Necessary. I don't carry this story. This story. I don't make my head turn. I don't make my head lose. I don't make my head become. I don't make my head start. I don't know what is necessary. Necessary. I don't carry this story. This story. I don't make me on the corner. I don't make my head turn. I don't make my head become. I don't make my head start. I'm looking for show me caro, eva, sisi caro, eva, gai caro, eva, tipo caro, eva, show me caro, eva, sisi caro, eva, gai caro, caro, like Chukuta, like Chukuta, like Chukuta. What's up the truth? What's up the truth? What's up the truth? What's up the truth? Like Chukuta. Hallelujah! Like Chukuta. Hallelujah! Like Chukuta. Hallelujah! Like Chukuta. Hallelujah! Like Chukuta. 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 Like something happens through the day. Everything is spinning around, round and round and round. Make some more, leave me high. Hang over love, hang over love, hang over love. Oh, 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 you gotta listen to my drama. You gotta listen to my drama. Oh, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna wind it down. Hey, binge thinker, welcome.
No, that's it.
Well, that's
hey,
it.
people.
Hey, quit, girl, if you don't stop.
Hi, people.
Quit. Okay, it's time to go.
Hello.
It's time to go.
Hello.
No, don't. Come on, it's time to go, Sean. Come on. Silly girl. Come on.
It's not tickling me.
I'm gonna tickle you. You go outside and play. Go outside. Come on. Let's go outside. Let me see you flip. I'm gonna be watching out the window. I'm watching you do your one hand flip. Go do your one hand flip.
I want to call my friend.
Okay, you can call her. Here, take the phone. Okay, come on. Let's go. Here. Shauna, don't do that. Here, don't yell in the camera. Come on. Come on. Okay, here you go. Let me see. Let me find her number. This phone is acting up now, Shauna. Hold on.
Hi.
Come on. I'm not gonna let you call her. I'm not gonna let you call her acting like that.
Hi, people.
No. Come on, her.
Do you like cake?
Come on, let's go. Come on.
Raise your hand if you like cake.
Come on, let's go. Yeah. Hey, yeah, she's something else. Today we're gonna finish. We're gonna continue because I don't think
we'll probably finish it up soon. Maybe I'll do some extra days this week on this so that we can do this. I forgot I had Bluetooth on and complete this. So we don't have that much left of the Intuitionist to go through. And this has been a great story. It really has been a great story and actually a learning experience for me as far as different writing styles, and stuff like that. So
Now connected to Marissa's iPhone.
here, let me turn it off.
Hey, she says next week we can go to the park.
Okay.
But I want to go to the park now.
Hold on. Hold on. Here. Hold on. She's coming. Hold on. Let me turn off the Bluetooth. Okay. There you go. You gotta get up before she leaves.
Hello.
Okay. And also, of course, the Mansa Musa book that we're investigating, we're looking through, because whenever they do a historical, writing, we want to always be sure that it's, it seems like it may be in connection with everything.
Can I call my other friend? The
Hold
other
on
friend,
a second.
the one with
All right, family, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. Just so much going on. Mansa Musa, and we also this wonderful book of living in your higher self, raising your vibrations, calming your emotions, allowing your heart good, accelerating your growth. Hold on, let me go do this. Hey, welcome, welcome. Hey, Sean Harris, welcome. As I was saying, whew, children, spiritual growth, uh, your higher self, bring your higher self, being in your higher self. This is a great book. It's by uh, Oren. It's okay. It's written by Senya Roman, but it's a process taught by Oren. It's a spiritual process taught by Oren. And this book you can pick up at the bookstore, no Barnes and Noble bookstore. Spiritual guide in your higher self. These you can get on Amazon or Mansa Musa. Where did I get Mansa Musa? I think Amazon. This is Amazon. And he connects you with the priest, the high priest, and all of that was going on over, going on around the planet, basically. The high priest and the lessons and all those things. It's all connected, of course. So let's continue our story with, we're on page 110 of Colson Whitehead's Intuitionist. And as we know, Lily Mae has been slowly uncovering the setup that was done on her because she's a Black woman in the world of elevator inspections, and she happens to be an intuitionist and not an imperialist. It seems like the imperialists are the Caucasians mostly, and the intuitionists are those who are of color, of our race, Black. Okay, so more interesting than he did a few minutes ago. He notices shallow depressions around the man's temples where forceps pulled him from his mother's legs. Where forceps pulled him from his mother's legs. Take the elevator itself. Arbogast continues. Top of the line, like I said, forensics hasn't turned in a report on what they scraped off the bottom of the well. But I can tell you a thing or two. The cable snapped. That new Arbo alloy cable. You could lug a freighter with that stuff. But it comes in too somehow. The cab itself had those new Arbo anti-locks on them. I was there when Arbo performed the final trials on these babies. They're sweet. And they're sweet. Officially rated for 2.5 meters per second, but can take twice that. They didn't fire. That's just for starters. This elevator went into total free fall, which hasn't happened in 5 years. And that was the Ukraine, and who knows what kind of backward standards they got there. That was in the Ukraine. Okay, he was talking about 5 years free fall, which hasn't happened in 5 years, and that was in Ukraine when the free fall happened. Okay, and he was saying, who knows what kind of backward standards they got there. Okay, they probably got their cables. They probably got their cabs hooked up to mules out there. for all I know. It hasn't happened in this country since before you were born. So you're obviously thinking sabotage then. You said it. Arbogast pops the last nub of his sandwich into his mouth. Somebody was monkeying around in there. And this Watson is the last person we know for sure who came into contact with them. There's a problem with your thinking, Inspector, Chuck says. He presses down absently on his crouch. Let's wrap this up. Why would Lily Mae, Inspector Watson, give the stack a clean bill if she was going to sabotage it? I don't know. Throw us off. Give herself an alibi. That just doesn't hold water. I'm afraid. Hold water? You're going to have to find someone else to pin this on. What you have to understand, son, is that I'm going to pin this on whoever fits. Arbogast crosses his arms across his newly replenished belly. That's my prerogative as a member of internal affairs. I got no one else. Tell me this. Tread jockey, where is she? I don't know, Chuck answers. She should have checked in after her shift. Motor Pool says she returned her vehicle after her shift on Friday but didn't punch out. That's not so rare. I myself don't always punch out. Sometimes you're just tired. Arbogast nods quickly, assuming she didn't hear about the accident on the radio. Of course. But why not come in the next day? Surely she would have heard about it by the next afternoon. It was in all the papers. She's not required to. Her next shift is tomorrow. And that, according to her regulations, is when she has to come in. She's not even curious. Smiling now. Just a little. It's her career. You have to understand something about Lily Mae. She's different than you and me. She's colored. That's not what I'm referring to, Inspector. With how she sees things, it's not easy for her to work here. Just look at the paper, how Sean Craig named her to the press. If it was one of his boys, he would have told those jackals who inspected Fanny Briggs. He seized an opportunity for his campaign. Arbogast dismisses. He lets out a burp so lively it is almost visual. That's politics. You know that. I'm going to tell you something. I don't care for Shankray much. He's ruthless. He's a bully. And I don't care much for the Intuitionists and their hocus pocus. I care about what happened at Fanny Briggs last Friday at approximately 3:35 p.m. I don't care if the mayor was showing around the King of Siam. I just want to know what happened to that elevator. Somebody fixed it good. And what I know now is that Lily Mae was the last one up there. She must know something more than what she put in her report. Personally, I don't like Watson as the perp here, but she's all I got, and I'm going to go with that, with what I got. So why don't you do your friend a favor and have her talk to me as soon as she punches in tomorrow, or she's going to be in more trouble than she already is. Arbogast stands up last month's issue of Lift magazine in his mitt. Now I got to check out the head. You've kept me here long enough. Arbogast takes his time in the bathroom, but after Chuck has finally appeased his bladder, for now, he puts a call through to Lily Mae's building. He has never seen Lily Mae's building, but he can picture the phone ringing on in the empty hallway. She hears keen laughter in the hall outside her room, but chortle she has heard many times before in the office. She hears the steel door scrape open behind her. Shankray says to the men outside the door, a Chinaman and a nun. Oh, that's Rich, my boys. That's Rich. And he's inside the room. Cell, she prefers. Entered Shankray in his Sunday suit, a white number favored by Southern gentlemen. He sits in the seat opposite Lily Mae, swabs his greasy neck with a blue polka dot handkerchief. Not many windows in here, huh? He says, looking with distaste. He's looking with distaste at the dingy room. There is no matre. There is no matre. Cigarette girls with incandescent smiles and fishnet stockings. She says nothing. Heard you had yourself a little visit to that colored lady of Fulton's deck today. Shankray says he inspects the damp lines of grit he just rubbed into his hanky. Your old stomping grounds, right? I still go back to old Bridge Hook whenever I can. Chairman of my 35th reunion. Can you beat that? Can you beat that? There is not much to hear from the other side of the table. That's right. You don't talk much. I've heard that you don't like to talk much. It's all right. Must be hard for you in the department. They can be a rough bunch of guys sometimes. I know. I should know because I made them the way. His wet lips part. Okay. Let me take a little break real quick, guys. Be right back. Let's see what I'm gonna do. I gotta get me some water, but I don't want to leave you. Okay, hold on.
Now connected to Marissa's iPhone.
Oh, I'm back. I'll get me a reset. All right. Okay, faintly yellow teeth, but you've distinguished yourself. Don't think I haven't noticed your good work. Bobby's always giving you high evaluations. Are you happy there? Working for the department, Miss Watson. I like my job, Lily Mae responds. Her voice is thin. He is fat and pink on the United Elevator Company advertisements. They brush away the pox in his cheeks, the red silver in his nose. In person, he is too flesh, a handful of raw meat. Dogs have been known to follow him, optimistic. I'm glad to hear it, Shankray says brightly. You have a great future ahead of you. I can see that if only you don't misstep, and it's easy to take a wrong step. This your way of trying to win my vote. Lily Mae asked a one-on-one campaign speech. Where would Shankray be without his elevator industry endorsement money? His grilled porterhouse steaks, soft in blood, tumblers of whiskey. Where will he be when the black box emerges from the silt? Beat breaks the surface and utters Fulton's final curse against him and his ilk. Shankray smiles and sits back in his chair. It complains of his bulk, and Lily Mae would love to see it crash down. Dash Shankray to the floor. Shankray says, I don't need your vote. Not at this point. There's no way Lever is going to cinch this election. I've seen to it. And what happens when Lyft comes out tomorrow and your constituency reads about the black box? He smiles again. Lyft isn't running anything about Fulton. They've changed their editorial stance on the issue. You might say Lily Mae doesn't respond to that. She hears screaming from the next room, a door slamming shut, and shush. Cronies laughing out in the hall. Keep her here. Let the accident scandal grow. Hurt level even more. He is a thorough man, she thinks. What did you talk about with Maid? Shankray redirects this next bit is something new for the usually taciturn Miss Watson. Sarcasm, she says. The new helicals coming out next month from United. Not much, really, but sass does not come easily to her. I know you don't have it on you because they searched you. Do Reed and Lever already have it? So who do you get to monkey with the Fanny Briggs stack? Pompey. I suppose if you had it, Shankray considers to himself, Reed wouldn't have sent you out to the Institute. Total free fall. That's overdoing it a bit, isn't it? That's not a natural accident. Even IAB will figure that out. Shankray shakes his head. He says with amusement, I don't know what line that Reed has been feeding you to get you in on the scheme. But we didn't do anything to the elevators in the Fanny Briggs building. I don't have to. The chair is mine, right? Now we're just taking care of details. Lily Mae smirks, just as if Just as you didn't have shush men search my place. Look at him. Shankray bullied his way up the ranks of the department. Expert in currency of deal, the old dog of old dogs, slapping the backs of his comrades, in good fun. Goofing, chasing whores with the mayor when he was still assistant district attorney, and as hungry as Shankray. She remembers he defeated the previous guild chair, Boss Holt, by default when the old bastard withdrew the night before the election. Chuck's collection of lore describes certain pictures. Holt in the assign examination with a long-limbed coarse girl, a setup. Reed really has you turned around, doesn't he? Shankray says he folds his handkerchief in half and another half again. A frame job then. Why would we wait until after the accident of yours before searching your house? If we had, according to your theory, sabotaged Fanny Briggs, why would we wait until you've been tripped or tipped off? We were out to get you. Now, let's say by some strange turn of events, you were in possession of the blueprints. You would have handed them over to Reed and Lever like a good little girl. And there would have been no need to go to your house. The handkerchief is in his pocket, right where he wants it. You didn't even enter into things until the accident on Friday. And even then, you weren't concerned until you went out to that Swami shack. You guys call a clubhouse and they sent you to talk to Fulton's woman. Chuckling now. You intuitionists really are crazy. Maybe instead of separating the elevator from elevatorness, you should separate paranoia from facts. She sits back and makes a fist in her lap under the table where the smug old cracker can't see it. Why is he feeding her this line? The elevator abduction scene, the trip through the industrial graveyard, making her sit in the dungeon to accelerate her fear. You certainly made the most of the accident in your press conference. She says, watch his eyes through all of his pay lover. There's an election on, isn't there? I'm supposed to make the most of it. Shankray drops his politician game and looks deep into Lily Mae's eyes, switching tactics as if he knows what Lily Mae is thinking. Look, little May, Watson, those friends of yours have not got have your friends of yours have got
Mommy,
you into a heap of trouble.
how about I just buy that I'm starting to hitch out too?
Okay, it says here. So, who did you get to monkey with Fanny Briggs stack, Pompey? I suppose. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not reading this all over. Okay, I already read that part. Did I already read all that? I'm taking myself back. Okay. I think I was on page 116 already. Fulton's little box. Well, if you happen to find it, you give it to us. What good is it going to do them in the long run? They may sway some of the undecideds, but the Imperialists have always been the party of the Elevator Inspectors Guild, and always will be. Well, I'm gonna have to continue this another day. This is too challenging today. But let's look at. Let me see. Mansa Musa. Do I want to look at Mansa Musa? No. Okay. We can look over Mansa Musa, and then I have a little. We'll look over the higher being in higher self a little bit, but we're gonna end it with some. For the most part, we're gonna finish up chapter 2 of Mansa Musa. Okay. So this is now we're in Mansa Musa. I don't want to confuse. One of the first edicts of import issued by Mansa Musa occurred during his first year on the throne, when he decreed that Islam would be the Mali's empire state religion. Prior to the determination to make Mali a Muslim empire, most of the people believed in the African ancestral beliefs. So just more, I believe in our ancestral beliefs, no matter where they're at on this planet. It's powerful. But with Mansa Musa's order, Islam would become the religious standard of the land. This doesn't mean that people abandon their prior religions, please, overnight. In fact, many kept practicing their native traditions even after this ordinance went out. Mansa Musa himself made it clear that although Islam was considered the official state religion, he would more or less tolerate other beliefs in his kingdom. And he certainly wasn't going to force anyone to unwillingly become a Muslim. If they did not wish to do so, had he tried, it no doubt would have sparked a rebellion among the lower classes as they especially clung to their ancestral religion. So Mansa Musa was a shrewd enough ruler to know that nothing good would have come from such forced conversion. And allowing his subjects to retain their beliefs, he also showed a bit of latent superstition of his own. For Mansa Musa, through his observation, had come to the conclusion that the gold mines controlled by those who still practice ancestral beliefs produced more gold. Hear this, produced more gold than those who had converted to Islam. Certainly, there must have been a rational explanation for this. Mansa Musa himself hit upon it in a latter offhand remark that was recorded for posterity. Um,
I want to go to the park.
When he said something to the effect of free people Okay. So posterity. Let me finish reading this. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, completion of Mansa Musa. All right. Posterity, when he said nothing to the effect of free people are more productive than those under duress. But whatever the case may be, Mansa Musa also took it as a sign that the gold mines under pagan administrations were best left with their traditional mold of religion, lest he somehow jinxed the cash flow of the kingdom. Many of the locals actually believed that a snake god was the force behind the gold deposits, and they routinely made the worship of this deity a centerpiece to their mining operations. Some sources even suggest that human sacrifice might have been carried out in the past in order to please the spirits. It's said that the gold miners in Mali were convinced that digging up gold was literally a matter of life and death, in which both the living and the deceased took part. Let me talk about this for 1 second. For we know that Africa is the closest to the sun. It's the closest to the sun. And gold, it's plenty there. Gold is plenty there. And those gold mines, there's a science behind that gold being there. Because that gold, as we know, comes from is a I say is born of from the sun. It's a chemical, an alchemy makeup coming from the cosmos, as we like to say, cosmos. But it is directly made from the sun, from our sun. And when this formulation happens within the minds, the sun, producing these deposits, these rock formations that we call gold. It is, like I said, this is something, this shows you that riches comes from the cosmos. That the fact that the sun plays a big part in this. And our people knew from the start that this was considered our wealth. We could use this. And we began to use it. And it's beautiful, So, okay. But despite many in the lower classes sticking to more traditional beliefs, the upper classes embraced Islam as being the proper religious standard bearer of the realm. Islam was seen as a vehicle of the upper crust of society. Converting the empire to Islam was also important for the relations with Mali's neighbors in northern Africa, especially Morocco, since they too had long ago found their way into the House of Islam. Mali was now a member of the Muslim world, and its trade of commerce and culture could only benefit as a result. Arab traders were, of course, a major part of the trading network. in Africa. And since Mali's conversion, they felt more or less right at home in the Muslim Mali Empire. After making Islam the official religion of the empire, Mansa Musa furthered the Islamization of the realm by building several mosques, many with impressive minarets that reached the sky. From these houses of worship, the faithful would hear the call for prayer, bearing testament to their solid architecture. Some of these mosques are still in use to this very day. But as a great but as great but as great as his personal faith was while at home, since Mansa Musa was a Muslim, he was required to make the traditional Hajj or pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca in modern day Saudi Arabia. Making a pilgrimage to Mecca is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, which all Muslims are meant to fulfill. The other pillars, simply put, are faith, prayer, worship, fasting, and almsgiving. May I add for just a second, all of this is having you still, if you're not under white supremacy or white, I call it white depravity, white degradation, you're putting yourself, when you get into these religions and you have a God and you have something over you and you feel like you have to worship, you're putting yourself in a place of saying that there's a something supreme, something better than yourself, and you're having to rely on this thing. You think it's good for your spirit, or you think it's good for your soul. I don't think it is. But people have been tricked into these things. And as we see, this has been going on a long time. This has been going on a really long time. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so while some people feel like it's satisfying, the knowledge that they're missing is the fact that this keeps you at a lower level because you're depending on something else to deal with you instead of dealing with yourself. And you're giving power and energy to something that that you're allowing to control your life and death situations. To me, this is very, very, um, to be worshiping something because on faith and because someone told you that you need to worship something. I'm iffy about it because I'm personally, I'm in a world where I can't trust people that are giving me things like this, that are giving me religion, that also gave me grief, agony, and pain into my life. I can't trust you in the R word at all, religion, because it's a hinder. A suppression, oppression. It's an oppression. You can hold on. So basically, all these things are given to us, and the so-called quote unquote white supremacy knows that if you fighting them and you don't agree with them, but all along their secret societies have created uh, other ways to imprison us or to keep us under a control system, and not utilizing your own natural control system, as faulty as it may be. But that's the challenge, not to use a lie as a crush, because or live in an illusionary world, but live in your reality out here and facing our reality out here. Hey, General Mosquito, and living in our truth, instead of living in a lie, a fictitious world that we think that we have to worship something, we have to bow down to something. Not when you see gold being made every day in Africa in the mines. I mean, you see beauty being made, and they've always seen these precious uh, stones and deposits. They've always seen it as wealth, you know. So Africa has so much. They have so much more than they really care to, think when they're dealing with the Europeans, because the Europeans go over and they take from them. But then they sit back and look at the Europeans and think, oh, they got everything, because our nature is too humble. Our people's nature is too humble. We feel like we let the world have everything. And look what we see in letting the world have everything. We see them taking advantage of everything. We see them, hold on. So basically, when you're not worshiping anything, you're loving yourself, you're loving your people, you're loving who you are, and you're not humble. You're not humbling yourself towards them, because you're not humbling yourself towards a God outside of you. And you are going to protect what's yours, and protect yourself, and protect your world. Once we get our world back, once that pro, like reclaiming is done, of our world. And that can be only done if everyone is balanced. If everyone is balanced. Hold on. But anyway, I'm glad some of you decided to hang in there. It's just unbearable. Unbearable. Okay. It says until recently, the existing mass belief has been that people are at the mercy of vast, uncontrollable forces. Many of your culture and social structures are designed to protect you against these forces. The thought that you create your own reality is sweeping through the minds of millions. All those who are searching and awakening to their higher selves are becoming aware that they create their own reality. It is being shared in dream states. And through each person's higher self, your positive thoughts and beliefs can make a contribution to others. As you believe that you create your own reality and take responsibility for your life, your telepathic broadcast of this goes out to others. Your thoughts that you create your own reality are assisting others in knowing this and taking control of their own lives. Your beliefs and positive pictures are added. Not beliefs, but your knowledge, your knowing that this is your reality. Hold on. Okay, expanding outward, becoming a source of light, enlightenment through service, lifting the veils of illusion, communicating as your higher self, right use of will, non attachment, becoming transparent. That means that a lot of things, you let go of. You let go of a lot of things in life. Hold on. You let go of the thought of what other people have to say about you. You let go of humility. You let go of humility. You let go of the worldly emotions, the worldly things. We stop allowing these things to take hold of. We don't. You free. When you're free, you're totally free. And if you want to work your energies and your powers, you cannot be held down by emotions. God, the God thought is emotions. It's an immature way of thinking, of being, of existing. Thinking that there's God, there's your parents are the ones who made you. Your parents are the ones who you honor, you respect because they brought you to this world as through your for your experience. They brought you to your experience. And you were reborn again through them. So it's no need to go look for things to find that's going to fulfill something within you when it's already there with you. You have the light. Becoming a source of light through meditation. The purpose of this meditation is to lift the veils of unknowing. This will assist you in remembering who you are and gaining a more unlimited view of yourself. This is very simple very profound process. You may want a friend to ask you these questions. Ask them mentally or put them on tape and play them back, pausing to give yourself time to answer. If you are alone, if you are alone, hold on. Okay, let me finish talking about this meditation thing here. So I threw the book down and everything fell down. Next. Okay, meditation. Becoming a source of light. source of knowledge, meditation, okay? And like it was saying, asking yourself, pausing to give yourself time to answer your question. If you are alone, you can answer these questions mentally. Speak your answers out loud into a tape recorder or write down your responses. Okay. Get into your higher state for this meditation. That's the step you have to do. Just get into your higher self. You have to become a light. Sit quietly, relax your body, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. Your thoughts are clear and focused. Your emotions peaceful and calm. Ask yourself. And it's also great to play some nice, beautiful, rich sounds. What do I mean by rich sounds? Like something like this. Where's that? African sounds, African Caribbean beats. African Caribbean beats. Some nice, rich, hold on. Or even the deep African. See if I can find that.
Playing from Marissa's iPhone.
Something like this sounds. Or even some Caribbean beats. You got that. That's a little bit deep. This right here is a little bit. You can imagine yourself in the Sahara Desert, some things, and or take your place to self different places. But so let me see if this is so you got that, and then you got the rich sounds of Caribbean music. Just to take you away. And while you got that, you could just ask yourself, you sit quietly, relax your body. Hey, Emmanuel, close your eyes and take a deep breath. Your thoughts are clear. And like I said, the music actually helps to clear your mind, as long as there's no words or anything in there. Clear and focused, your emotions peaceful and calm. Control your emotions. You learn to control your emotions. And ask yourself, who am I? If you are asking a friend, ask, who are you? Hold on, family. I'll be right back. And then we get to question number 2. You're going to ask yourself in a minute.
You're not saying it's hard. You're not saying it's hard. But I want to come now. But I want to come.
Okay, I'm on the video. Come on. Okay. So A is who am I? If you are asking for a friend, if you're asking a friend, ask, who are you? You're going to ask somebody, who are you? You ask, who am I? Where am I from? If you are asking a friend, ask, where are you from? Why am I here? Why are you here? Like that. Each time you ask these questions, put the emphasis on a different word. For instance, you might say, who am I? The first time, who am I? The second time, and who am I the third time? Who am I the first time? Who am I the second time? And who am I the third time? Repeat this sequence several times and be as imaginative, playful, and creative as you can with your answers. Play as long here as you like. When you are through, return to the room and spend a moment remembering the insights you received. Record them if you like. And next time we'll talk about, basically what I was saying earlier about humility, not allowing all of these things to weigh us down anymore. Not even our own thoughts, because we're supposed to turn our minds into our friend, into our working, not a friend, but a working tool for ourselves. It's no longer our own enemy. We don't allow our own minds to work against us. We make it work for us. You know, we are no longer bonded by a God or anything ever over us where we have to worship, or we're not worried about if we make this mistake, because it's our experience here. The thing is to not make mistakes. The thing is to reach that perfection. And how are you going to reach that perfection when you're practicing worshiping something else that you don't know whether it exists or not? When you are an able body here that exists, and you can, okay, go. You exist, and you're here in the moment to be dealt with, with yourself. So thank you, Emmanuel Briggs. Thank you for being here. Thank you, brother. Thank you, General Mosquito. Thank you for being here. Sean Harris, thank you. Thank you. And make sure you like and you subscribe to this channel if you like what you see. You like what you see today. Binge Thinker, thank you. Thank you again. Let's see. And that's about it. So I want to thank everyone in the clouds and everyone in the chat. Thank you for being here. So with that said, next time I'm going to try to fit into the schedule during the week these books, so we can go ahead and complete at least the Intuitionist. If we can get the Intuitionist completed, that is a plus for us. That's a big plus. So then we don't have that much to go. But this is a really good book. This has been a really good Really, really, really good book. If anybody wants this book, you can get it off of Amazon, or I'm sure you can find it in the bookstores. So, with that said, true love, real peace, the higher self within, the soul. Till next time, family, peace.